Sup nerds! Welcome back to my channel, guys! I am so excited for today's video. As you guys saw in the title, I don't know why I'm so excited, I'm not gonna lie. I'm always excited to film though. As you guys saw by the title, we're talking about books that I don't know if I'm gonna continue. Book series. I don't know if I'm gonna continue. And I think my point in this video is just I need you guys to either convince me to read them or to just ditch them, just to this popsicle stand. Let's blow this popsicle stand and ditch them, or be like Marissa, no, like you really have to give it a try, please and thank you. That's really, I think, my goal from this. I also, obviously sometimes it is better to decide when you're talking things through, but these are series that are just like, I don't know. I did a whole video where I was talking about every single series I'm in the middle of, and I think I did that video a couple months ago at this point, and I've only started more new series since then. And so I'm probably at like 40 something series. Granted, I will say there are plenty of series that are kind of like fourth wing that like I counted ACOTAR on there, which who knows when the next ACOTAR is coming out. I'm like, I finished all the out books. So anyway, there are series like that fourth wing where we're like, we don't even know when the next book's coming out. There's no possible way for me to continue the series. So obviously if I went through and took all those out, it definitely would not be that high. But just keep that in mind. So I was kind of just like looking at all these series and I'm like, which ones do I really want to continue though? Like at the end of the day, there are some that I just genuinely don't even know if I'm gonna continue, but I'm like, okay, I'll just add them to the list or whatever, but I just don't know. So we're gonna talk about them. First, if you guys like talking about books, if you guys like all the nerdy things, definitely give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, so first things first, we have A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. Sorry, I just had a whole fiasco where there was something in my eye. This series is described as like a Norse-inspired fantasy romance, and so it's not like your traditional fantasy romance, which is not, like, I don't mind that. I love to read new things and stuff like that. I ended up tabbing this one quite a few tabs, had some great highlights, like some really good moments in this, I guess. I honestly don't remember it too much, but I remember afterward, I think I gave it like 4 stars or something like that. I remember afterward just being like, oh, it was fine, like nothing super exciting. And I'm like, am I gonna continue a series? I don't know. Book 2 is already out and I have no desire to get it or like to go run and read it. So I don't know. That's one you can let me know, but it's one that I want to like kind of decide on, because then when I'm like going through the list of series I'm in the middle of, like, is that going to be one that I just DNF'd or what? I don't know, but you guys can let me know if you guys like book 2 or not, if you continue with the series or not. That's the thing with book of the month, is like some of the books that they come out with are just, fine. There are plenty of better series out there is the thing. So I'm like, maybe one day in the future, if there's, like there's not any new fantasy romance, I'll continue that. But like, I would never read book 2 in place of any other book that at least is on my TBR, or like other series that I would want. Does that make sense? So I don't think I'm gonna continue that one, but like, you guys can let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. This one also is a little bit sad because it definitely had its hype there, but this is The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. Now, I think I really enjoyed this book. Actually, let's see if Goodreads, if I remember what I rated it. I really enjoyed this book, but I honestly just have no desire to continue it. And I kept trying to read The Ever Queen, and I'm like, but first of all, I can't bring myself to buy the physical copy because I'm like, I'm probably not gonna read it, and then I just can't bring myself to just read it on like Kindle Unlimited. It just I enjoyed the first book. That's the thing. It's another one where I enjoyed this book. It just wasn't everything I needed and more. But this is also one that's supposedly like, more unique as far as fantasy romance goes, because these are pirates and that's unique, and I enjoyed that. Maybe I don't like unique. Maybe I don't like that. Guys, I gave this 5 stars. But for some reason, book 2 is just not hitting. It's just not in my brain. I feel like if I was ever gonna read book 2, I would have to reread this first, because genuinely, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I just don't know. I did enjoy it, but I have no idea. You guys can let me know. The thing with this one is it's a little bit daunting because there's supposedly like a whole world for this series, and it's just like, I don't know if I want to get into that, and I know you don't have to. I believe this is just a duology with these 2 main characters, but it follows a duology, and then the next 2 books in this series is a duology with 2 different characters, but it follows this this duology. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. But it's like I already have the physical copy, so I don't necessarily want to get rid of that book or anything like that. I just don't know if I want to read the next book or anything. That's what I don't know. We'll talk about this monstrosity. This is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Oh my gosh. I gave this book 3 stars. I don't know if I gave it like a 3 point something and just didn't write it, but I'm pretty positive I just gave this book 3 stars. This book is ginormous, so freaking big. I ended up listening to this in an audiobook, and I think Sarah A. Parker had something that could have been so good. I just think she needed to cut this in half. We needed better execution. We needed a better editor. The rating on Goodreads is 4 stars. So people like it. I know there are people who really love this series, but there are the people like me who like, just like, what happened? I don't know. The next book comes out in February, The Ballad of Falling Dragons. This is one where I feel like I'd have to hear people what they are saying about book 2. That's the thing. Like, I want to hear people's reviews. I need to see the size of book 2, and I need to just like know that it's going to be a little bit better than this one. Again, this has a great, your typical, like, you know, things you like in a fantasy romance, enemies to lovers fantasy romance. I think it was enemies to lovers. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes, I believe it was enemies or something. No, I don't know if it was enemies to lovers, but there was a trope in here that I do not like. And it came up to us at the end, so I will have to fully, honestly, now that I just remembered that, I don't know if I'm gonna read. I don't think I'm gonna read book 2. It's not my favorite trope. It's not in very many books, but I also don't want to tell you what it is, but it's not in very many books, and it's in a couple books. One of them, like, I can think of one series specifically, and I feel like if I tell you, you might know. Other than that, I don't think I've read very many other books with it that I've like liked or like kept reading or whatever. So all that being said, like whatever, it's not that common of a trope, but it's an annoying trope, very annoying. And so we'll just have to assess the situation when book 2 comes out. But that's a long ways to go, so I don't know about that one. And typically when I am counting like all the series that I'm in the middle of, I like to count if the next book's out, because if the next book's not out, then it's like, well, really I can't do anything, and I'm only on book 1, so it's like I'm not even on book 2 or whatever, you know, so it's difficult. But anyway, let's go with this series. So next we have Lights Out by Nevesta Allen. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I thought I gave this less than 4 stars. Book 2 is out. I think this is going to be a trilogy if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But the problem with this one is that I gave it 4 stars. I was like, I'm not obsessed with this book. I know a lot of people loved it, blah, 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 blah. It was funny. It had its good moments, and it gets the job done. You know what I mean? It is obviously a little bit like dark, but it's also like, it's a really weird combo because I feel like dark romances, the tone of the book is dark. The thing with this one is that it's a dark romance, but the tone of the book is more like your natural, normal contemporary romance. And so it was very confusing. But again, a 4 stars is not a bad rating. It's a great rating, honestly. So I enjoyed it enough. I just don't know if I'm gonna read book 2. And the problem now is that book 2 is not getting very good reviews. And so now I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna read book 2 unless someone says like, you need to. The thing is that I ended up really loving like the Butcher and Blackbird, the Ruinous Love trilogy. I loved that trilogy. I ended up enjoying it, even though, you know, it's a little bit crazy and not all the books are my favorite. I ended up enjoying it. So I'm like, I could end up enjoying this, although they're not as similar as people say, or like as you would think, but I don't know. I don't know. This is a little crazy, you know? I don't know. This is one of those books where I felt crazy after reading it, but you just have to laugh about it. And so I guess, you know, that's what it's for. So whatever. I just don't think I'm going to read book 2. I don't think I'm going to read book 2 or whenever it comes out, but I don't know. We shall see. I feel like that's one, again, up in the air, but you guys can let me know. It's up in the air, leaning more no. I think all the ones that I mentioned so far are up in the air, leaning more no. Honestly, all of these are up in the air, leaning more no. That's why I need your help. Okay, well, this one I know for a fact is a no. I mean, and unless, again, there's this far off world where maybe I'm like in the mood and I'm like, okay, wait, maybe let me listen or read book 3. But the problem is that book 3's come out, it's been out for a while now and I haven't read it. This is The Dark King by Gina L. Maxwell. This is Neon Gods meets 50 Shades. So if you guys read by Katie Robert, The Neon Gods series, and it's just 50 Shades, and obviously you get what kind of book. They describe this as like a Fae meets Vegas. And it truly is like that. But I think the thing with this one was the third brother. The third brother was like not my favorite brother. And so I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Although it looks like, wow, it looks like book 3 has the highest ratings. I don't know, there's only 3 books in the series, so it's like might as well finish off the third book, but like, I don't know. I don't know, I already don't have book 1 anymore. I gave that away because I just like knew I wouldn't reread it, but also I was like, is this book 1 or book 2? Sorry, yeah, this is book 1. I gave away book 2 because I was like, I don't need the whole series, whatever, but I did read book 1 and book 2. I just didn't read book 3. But it's also partially too because book 2 was just like not my favorite. I gave book 1 4 stars. I might have given it higher than that, but I just didn't write it. And then the book 2, I gave 3 stars. Again, maybe higher because there was a point where I wasn't writing my actual, like, if I would give it like a 3.5, I didn't write it on Goodreads at one point in time. Now I do. So I don't know if that was during the point that I didn't or what, but I have the actual rating somewhere in on some document, but I don't know. Either way, it's just like was like a not my thing. So I don't think I'm gonna continue that series. Again, I don't need to. There are other series, other books I can read. You know what I'm saying? This one makes me sad, but this one is actually, honestly, next whole 4, the next 4, I've started them, and I just don't know why. I just can't get into it. The thing is that I didn't love Assistant to the Villain that much. It was I think, yeah, I gave it 4 stars. It was fine. It was fun. It was funny. I think I just hate that the series is in third person. I believe, yeah. And it's just like whatever. So I listened to it as an audiobook and it's fine. I just think it's not like, I don't know, I'm not in it that much, and it won't be in it enough to read 4 books. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because it's like the thing is that if I'm reading like a 4-book series or whatever, I feel like I want it to be a little bit more high stakes. And as much as this one is high stakes because it's so hilarious, you kind of like have a hard time taking it seriously. And so I don't know. I don't think I made it to chapter 24, y'all. to 24. I feel like I should just try to finish this book at the very least. And you can get it as an audiobook on the Libby app. So like, it's like, not that I need to buy, like I don't need to put money into it or anything, but I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. You guys can let me know. Do you think that this one I should continue or what? Because again, I literally did start it. So I probably should, but I don't know. This one I also started, and this one also just makes me so sad, but I definitely would have to restart this if I read it again. I just don't love Triangle. I just don't. And if you didn't know that this series was Love Triangle, well, now you know. I believe it's Love Triangle. I think it's like, yeah, if my memory serves correctly, it's Love Triangle, basically. And it's just not my favorite. This is Nightbane by Alex Astor. It's another one that is in third person as well. And it's just like not, it's just not my favorite. And for some reason, like the characters even from book 1, everything from book 1 just didn't stick the way I want to if I'm going to continue a series. And there are even other YA series that I have that I want to read more or like actually finish. And so it's like, I don't know, this one is also like, these 2 are on my TBR cart. So it's like, I just don't know if I'm going to continue. And then I don't even know how many books are in this series. I thought it was a trilogy, but then I thought that I saw that there may be more, unless I'm crazy. Yeah, it looks like 3 books, so not hard, but is it worth it? I don't know. Again, you guys can let me know. I'm pretty sure, is this one? Yeah, 410. Yeah, where Sky Shade, book 3, people didn't even love. So it's like, I'm not gonna, am I even gonna put myself through this? This one is the highest rated out of the 3, but then I'm like, if I read this, then why would I read this and not read book 3? Like, what would be the point? I might as well stop now. But I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Like I said, this one I also started. This is A Queen as Fierce and Deadly. I'm honestly like, should be currently reading it. I have it as a Libby hold for, let's see, it's probably like 3 more days. oh, 8 more days. I think I renewed it, but no one's waiting for this book. So it's like, honestly, I'll just keep renewing it as long as I can until I decide. The thing with this one, this is The Queen of Sierce and Deadly by Stacia Stark. The thing with this one, and why I think it's so wrong of me to actually read it, it just got so dark, is that this is the fourth book in this series. I do not remember the series, and as I read it, it's coming back to me, but when I listen to it, so I listened to it up until chapter 7, page 130, which is a lot of pages, but compared to this book, it's not that far. I could not tell you what happened through these pages. I did not recognize half of these characters, and honestly, my mind wandered a lot. I was on a walk, and my brain was like, and it was just kind of background noise. It was just like, you know, when you play music, and you don't actually like hear the song you're playing, you're just playing it. That's what this was. It was background noise, and it's such a waste. It's such a waste, I feel like. And so I'm like, I could just like hold on to it until, like, you know, because there are some days where I go on a walk and I don't have an audiobook to listen to, or I have to buy an audiobook, and I'm like, no. So this could be a good one to just play then. But then I'm like, is it just going to be a waste? Because I'm going to give you my thoughts, my opinions maybe on this book, but also I'll have not very much memory of the rest of the series. So it's like, whatever. Then I'm like, should I restart the series? Which I really did enjoy book 1. And I think where it went downhill was book 3. Some stupid things happened, I believe. And so I just don't know. I just genuinely do not know, but you guys can let me know if it's worth it. Honestly, I don't know what the ratings are for this. I know that this series had I feel like a moment where with people, but this is a very Kindle Unlimited fantasy romance. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just like that. But I think there was a moment where people were really enjoying it, but like 4.9, 4.7, 4.15, 4.12. So this one is the third highest rated. Book 3 is the highest rated. So I don't know, but I'm like, also, again, it might be better to just like start over. I don't know. Let me know. Tell me, please. Help me. This one, I have no idea where I'm at because I stopped. I honestly, so I read the original, the Kindle Unlimited, the indie published version. I read the whole thing. It was okay. It was not my favorite at all. I think that there was a lot of people like hyped this up. I feel like I don't know how. I really don't know why people hyped it up. I feel like people knew what they wanted this book to be, and they created that in their heads, because this book was not that good. Oh, I don't have my rating on here for some reason, but I did read this. But what happened was, then they came out with the traditionally published version, but they did edit it. So they did change it. They made it different, revised it, I should say. And so this book, what I actually ended up doing was filming a little video where I read the original and compared it to this one. I read them both at the same time. The thing is that I was like, I don't know. I never posted that video, never finished the reading, because again, I was like, is it a waste of time? Is people going to even care? I will say that there are a lot of changes. There are a lot of differences, which I appreciate. It does feel a little bit cleaner, a little bit more concise, a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more smooth, if you will. But I still couldn't bring myself to finish the book. I was like, okay, whatever. I just think, you know, we have this, like, you know, dragons, and oh my gosh, and you don't get really dragons till like the end. I don't know. And so to like the end, so I don't know. So book 2 is not coming out until oh, it's coming out the end of the month. I forgot about that because I did see that on Amazon, because I have it in my Amazon cart because I was looking at all the books that come out in July. Yes, that one comes out at the end of the month, and it's called Wrath of the Dragons. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be worth it or what. This is another one that I might have to hear what people are saying. But also, again, I didn't finish this version, so it's like it could be different enough that I might... I don't know. I just think I liked the characters. I wasn't obsessed with them, and I didn't love the main character, I think was my problem. But I don't know. We shall see. Again, you guys can let me know if you want me to read book 2 so that I can give you my opinion. That's another one. That's options for all of these. If you're like, Marissa, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but please read it so we can get your opinion. Let me know that too. I obviously want to prioritize. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lucky number 10. And I had to bring out the whole series just so you guys know the predicament I'm in, just so you guys know why the struggle is so real. we have a paperback, we have a hardcover and a short hardcover, and then we have the large hardcover. What was I thinking? I don't know. It is so unsatisfying, but the truth of the matter is I just don't love this series. I have no desire to finish this series. I don't. And I'm like, part of me, again, wants to just do it because I have so, like, it is on that list of, like, series I'm in the middle of. But I'm like, I just don't know. The thing is, I just did not love the series where everyone else was. So I'm like, maybe I should just restart. Maybe I'll like it better, but I just don't feel like it. I just don't. And the thing is that I honestly haven't even heard, yeah, 414. Okay, so book 3 is, oh, it goes book 1, book 3, novella, book 2. If that makes sense, in ratings on the thing. So I guess, you know, that's good. If book 3 is that good, I mean, yeah, book 3 is good enough. Obviously that's a little bit more comforting, but I just don't know. Like, again, book 1, if that's everyone's favorite, I'm like, what the heck? My favorite was actually the little novella. This, like, hit me right in the soul. And I just think, like, honestly, Lauren Roberts, why you did this is beyond me. And are you, like, okay in there? Because this is psychotic. Genuinely psychotic. And so I'm like, I don't know if I support this. I don't know if I support this. And so I don't know. That one, I just don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to look at it. But if you guys like Marissa, book 3 will give you the closure. Maybe. Like, maybe I need that. Maybe I just need to close it off with the series. I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, she's coming out with, there's another novella coming out in September, Fearful. It takes place during Fearless, so book 3. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. That one, I don't know. That one's maybe more, that's more 50-50 than any of the rest of these series. But like I said, please let me know. Let me know what you guys think I would like, what you think would be more, like, worth it and that kind of stuff, so that I'm not just wasting my time. Obviously, I love to read. I do. And there's no shortage of books, but, like, there's so many, like, all of these, again, I have all these physical copies, so it's kind of like I need to decide something. I do. All right, guys. I think that is everything. Yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.